just wanted to talk to you quickly and was wondering if you had a moment to message me right now. I just wanted to thank you again for letting me come to stay with you guys this weekend until I give birth. I'm really looking forward to seeing you all and getting to spend some time together. I hope that we can get to know each other better and become even closer since we're sisters-in-law now.
Wait, what? What do you mean you're staying with us until you give birth? Sorry, this is just the first that I'm hearing about any of this at all.
What do you mean, what do I mean? I thought that you already knew about this. But anyways, I guess I meant what I said, and I just will be moving into the house until I have my baby. You did know that I was pregnant, right? Didn't you talk to my brother at all? I thought that you would have heard the big news by now, but I guess if you haven't, then ta-da! I thought that my brother told you that I was going to be coming over to stay with you all until I gave birth.
Hold on a second. I never remember him mentioning anything like that to me. I'm sorry, but I'm just a little confused right now as to what's going on.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure that Marcus told me that he told you all about that. I mean, at least I remember him telling me that he told you, so I really don't know what to believe now. But the point of all of this is to say that I've already talked to my parents and everyone is already on board, so I think that this is something that's going to happen either way now, you know? So, yeah, with that being said, I'm going to be staying with you all for a while, so again, thank you for opening up the house and accommodating me. I really appreciate it.
But I really don't remember hearing anything about any of this. And this is something that I really do think that I would remember hearing about before right now. And you say that you're coming to stay with us from this weekend? When is it that you're going to be arriving here?
I don't know. Maybe you just weren't listening? I know that my brother for sure told you about this. Then again, you're always talking about how busy you are with work, so maybe you just don't remember even after he told you?
I have been busy with work, it's true. But even so, I still just think that I would remember something about this. It really is the strangest thing. I just feel like there's no way that I would forget hearing about something important like this. It just doesn't really seem like something I would do at all, you know?
Well, I already told you that my brother explained all of this to you already. I understand that you don't remember anything about this, but you don't have to keep going on and on and on about it, okay? Do you really think he just wouldn't tell you something important like this? Why do you think that your memory is the only one that counts around here? I'm telling you that my brother said he told you, and that's that. You just forgot. It has to be that. But don't worry, I promise to stay out of your way and not cause any trouble. And I just want to say that I'm sorry if I lost my patience with you in earlier texts. I really am trying to be calm, but I thought that this was all arranged, and it's just been such a hormonal roller coaster since I've gotten pregnant. Anyways, I'll see you this weekend. And thanks again so much for letting me crash at the house. It's going to be just what I needed now that I'm so pregnant.
Hey, Marcus, are you there? I would really appreciate you getting back to me when you see this message. It's kind of important, you see. I was just wanting to talk to you about your sister coming to stay with us until she gives birth. Or rather, I had no idea any of this was happening until just now, and I'd like to know why. She keeps insisting that you have already told me all this, but I just really can't seem to recall that at all.
Oh, Marie! Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. Thank you so much for bringing this up. It totally slipped my mind. But yes, I was for sure supposed to tell you about that. I completely forgot to tell you that was happening. I really am sorry about that. I really dropped the ball on that one. I had kept meaning to mention it to you, but I guess I never got around to it. Although I guess it's not all on me, because even though I really wanted to say something, you're always running around and so busy that I guess the timing just didn't work out at all. But I guess the news made its way to you anyways. Who told you? Was it my parents?
No, actually, I had to hear about it from Penelope herself. She texted me not that long ago and told me all about this. She took it upon herself to thank me for letting her stay with us when I didn't even know what she was talking about. But it's a good thing she did, because otherwise I would have no clue that she was going to be staying with us this weekend.
Wait a second, this weekend? Was it this weekend? Is that right? I really actually can't remember what date it was that my sister said she was going to be coming over here. Oh man, I must have totally forgotten about that. That really is my bad. I'm sorry about that. I really did want to tell you all about it beforehand so that we could make the proper arrangements, but I guess I just totally blanked on it.
Marcus, come on! How could you forget about something this important? I understand that you're sorry, but this is kind of a big deal. You understand that, right? And just why did you even tell Penelope that she could come here in the first place when you hadn't discussed this with me at all? I should have known about this before you just told her to come and stay with us. I just feel really unseen right now with how you've been keeping this information from me all this time.
But I already told you that I couldn't because you were too busy running around. It's not like you can say that all of this is only my fault and that you don't have anything to do with it because of how busy you are. Besides, this house belongs to my parents, and I'm sorry, but I don't need your permission to do anything here. As upset as you are, I think it's important that you still be realistic about this, Marie. So there would have been no point waiting for you to give permission, which is why I just told Penelope that you said it was fine. Besides, is that really so bad if my sister, your sister-in-law, comes to stay with us for a while until she gives birth? I don't really see why you need to be getting upset over something like this. I really don't think it's such a big deal.
Wait, what? So you just spoke for me knowing that I didn't say anything like that at all? Do you have any idea how this makes you look? You had the gall to speak for me, but you couldn't even bother to remember to tell me that this was even going to be happening?
Marie, you need to calm down right now and remember that you're my wife living in my family's house. Honestly, just who do you think you are? I think you need to remember your place in all of this. I'm my parents' eldest son, and that's why I have the run of the show. Got it? You knew that when you married me, so don't try and pretend like you didn't. So for the last time, I didn't need your permission. And moving forward, I still don't need your permission for anything. I'm the husband, which means that I'm in charge, and what I say goes, okay?
Marcus, I'm not opposed to having Penelope come over to do this. I'm just saying that I wish you would have talked to me about it first. No matter the circumstances, we're still husband and wife and roommates in this house that we share with your parents. All that I'm saying about this is that not telling me is just bad manners.
Bad manners? Is that really the best that you could come up with? What are we, in grade school? You gonna tell me not to eat with my elbows on the table next? If the worst thing I did was be a little rude, then I think that I'll live.
Well, let me ask you a question. Just who is supposed to be making all the preparations for Penelope coming over? I mean, do we even have a room ready for her? If you're the oldest son and in charge, have you handled that already?
Wait a second, what do you mean we don't have a room for Penelope? I told her that we'd have plenty of space for her to stay when she arrived here.
Don't you remember all the renovations that we did to the house last year? I mean, really, where is your head at most of the time, Marcus? How can you act like this? We had to completely change around the first floor to suit your parents, which included taking out Penelope's room. Do you really not remember doing any of that?
Oh no, I totally forgot about that. I completely forgot that we basically had to convert Penelope's room into a completely new space.
That's what I'm trying to say. I can't believe that you told your sister she could come and stay with us when we don't even have a place for her here. How are we supposed to host Penelope when we don't even have the most basic accommodations for her? This is why it's important to talk to me about these things. You never think anything through all the way. There's no other room that she could stay in. She would obviously want her own private room that we can't give to her.
How did this happen? I can't believe this slipped my mind. Oh man, this is really bad. I thought that everything was going to be just fine until now. And it's not like I can just tell my pregnant little sister to sleep on the couch or something like that. There's just no way at all that she'd ever accept anything like that, ever.
That's right, she's already so huge. There's no way that would be comfortable for her. It just wouldn't be fair to ask her to sleep on the couch or anything like that. We simply can't allow her to sleep in the living room, and we are not going to make Penelope sleep on the sofa. What if she were to roll off of it and fall on the floor in her sleep?
Okay, I think I know what we can do. And I think that things actually aren't as bad as they might seem. In fact, the answer is clear to me now that I realize it. It's been under my nose the entire time. We'll just give her your room, and you can sleep in the kitchen when she comes. It's the perfect idea. It all just makes sense. Why didn't I think of this sooner? There was never anything to worry about at all. You used to be in Girl Scouts, right? It'll be just like one of your old campouts. I think that you're actually going to have a really, really good time doing this, you know? Just think of it like a fun slumber party.
Excuse me? Did you seriously just tell your wife that she'll have to sleep on the kitchen floor? Not only that, but did you tell me that I would enjoy doing something like that? Please tell me that that's a joke. And just why should I have to do that anyways? I mean, why should I have to be the one who goes out of their way to try to make room for Penelope, huh? You invited your sister over like this. You should be the one sleeping on the floor. After all, you were the one that forgot to tell me she was even coming in the first place. We might have been able to arrange something better if you had.
Are you kidding me? I'm my family's eldest son. There's no way that I'm gonna lower myself to do something like that. Besides, I have my own room, so why wouldn't I sleep there? You really think me, the master of the house, should really have to give up his own room to his little sister? That just doesn't make any sense at all. The only option we have after that is for you to let Penelope sleep in your room. I mean, I think that if you just calm down and think about it rationally for a little bit, you'll see that it really is the only reasonable thing that we can do in this situation.
I don't know what to say. I mean, I never, ever thought in a million years that I would be told by my own husband to go and sleep on the kitchen floor.
Well, then it sounds to me like the problem's solved. Thanks for being so cooperative with all of this. You don't know how much it means to me that my sister can be here for this time in her life. But let's just make sure we keep this a secret from my parents and Penelope. They really don't need to know about any of me forgetting to tell you and all that. And I think that you and I just know they would throw a big fit if they found out I was making my wife sleep on the kitchen floor. We can't even let them think that that might be going on.
And just how are we supposed to do something like that, huh? I mean, you do realize that they'll all be in the same house as us, right? So even for just 1 second, I pretend like I was going to go along with this stupid plan of yours to have me sleep on the kitchen floor. Just how in the world are we going to keep them from finding out about it?
Well, for starters, you can never, ever let them catch you sleeping there. You just always have to be sleeping with one eye open and always be listening for any sounds like someone coming down the stairs or something like that. And if someone does come downstairs or through the kitchen for a glass of water or something in the middle of the night, you'll have to get up quickly and quietly and just go hide behind the curtains in the living room until they go away. Got it? So that means you'll have to wait until after everyone's gone to bed to go to sleep and then wake up long before anyone gets up to move all your stuff.
Marcus, you cannot be serious about that, right? I mean, first of all, why do I have to sleep on the kitchen floor? I don't understand why I can't just sleep in the living room if we're going to be going through all of this anyways. I really don't even care at this point if Penelope takes my room when she comes to stay with us, but I just think that it's ridiculous, humiliating, and very disrespectful to be asked to do what you're asking me.
What are you talking about? You really think that I would just let you sleep in the living room? I think the chances of someone seeing you sleeping there are much, much higher than if you slept on the kitchen floor instead. I mean, just think about it. If someone does get up for water, chances are they'll go to the bathroom before they go all the way into the kitchen, but the sofa is just way too exposed of a spot, and anyone coming down the stairs would be able to see you sleeping there clear as day. Look, I think at the end of the day you're forgetting something very important, and that's the fact that you're my wife and you're gonna do as I say. She only has a couple months of this pregnancy. It's not that big of a deal, so I don't want to hear another word about this. What is the matter with you, you lazy woman? Honestly, can't you do anything right at all? Why am I always having to clean up after your messes and fix whatever you break? Do you really not care at all if anything happens to my sister's baby? You do realize this is going to be our niece or nephew, don't you? Does that make you care about the baby at all?
What are you talking about? I have no idea where any of this is coming from. But even though I don't know what this is about, I just want to say that of course I care about Penelope's baby. I mean, the whole reason I decided to go along with your stupid plan in the first place was to give her a place to sleep.
I told you that my sister was coming back home because she needed support and to be waited on through her pregnancy and even after she has the kid. You're a woman. You should know the kind of care that Penelope needs at a time like this. But I just went to the doctor and got scolded, and it's all your fault. I can't believe that you've been sabotaging all my efforts to make my sister feel at home. I thought that I could trust you.
Wait, you were the one who got scolded? What do you mean? I don't really understand why a doctor would be scolding you about your sister's pregnancy. I'm sorry, but I'm not sure that I understand what's going on. Why are you getting so mad at me about this?
Well, I took my sister to the doctor for a checkup today. It was supposed to be just a regular routine pregnant lady checkup that they get to make sure the pregnancy is going along smoothly. Obviously, I just want to make sure that things are going fine and that there's nothing to worry about. I thought it was just going to be a quick in and out after a few words from the doctor. But then I got called into the doctor's office and he told me that I was causing Penelope a lot of stress.
Did the doctor really tell you that? I mean, did you ask him why it is that he seems to think you're the one causing stress? Was that all he said, or was there something more?
He did. He told me that the stress isn't having any serious effects on Penelope yet, but it's clear she's far more stressed than usual. The doctor's worried that at this rate it might actually have some effect on the pregnancy. He said it might even cause a premature birth. He told me that we all need to be making sure that Penelope is getting the best care she can at home.
Oh, my goodness. Well, that really is quite scary, isn't it? But I still don't understand why you're upset at me over this. The doctor didn't say anything about me causing stress, did he?
He didn't, but I know that it's all your fault. Think about it. Penelope is back in her familiar home with all her family around her. How could that situation possibly be stressing her out? The only new thing around is you, which means that you've got to be the reason Penelope's so stressed. Can you believe the doctor actually tried to blame me for that?
Is that really why you think this is my fault, Marcus? I mean, really, where is your head at if you think that you can blame me for this?
It's all because you're sleeping on the kitchen floor. Penelope must have found out and now she feels bad, which is making her stressed. You need to quit messing with my sister's head. Don't you know she's pregnant? She needs her rest. Her mental health is just as important as her physical health, and I'm sick of you trying to ruin both for her.
Well, it's not like I wanted to sleep on the floor, and it's not like it's Penelope's fault that I am. The only reason I'm sleeping on the floor is because of you. Or do you not remember asking your own wife to sleep on the floor of her own home?
Shut up! I don't want to hear any lame excuse from you. I'm sick and tired of you whining all the time. My sister's only gonna be here a short while, and it's not worth all this complaining from you. The only thing I want from you is to admit what you've done.
But I didn't even do anything wrong. What do I have to admit?
If you're wondering why I'm always getting so mad at you, it's because you act like this all the time. In fact, I realize that I've been letting you get away with this for too long. I have no other choice but to ask you to leave the house.
You want me to move out of the house? Please tell me that's some kind of joke.
I'm afraid there's no other way to make sure that my sister's pregnancy goes smoothly. Now, you do as I say. This is a direct order from the head of the house.
And just what am I supposed to do for a house until Penelope gives birth? Besides, with how little your parents can move, I'm the one who does all of the work around the house. If you throw me out of the house, are you really going to take all of that over?
Of course I'm not gonna do the housework. Are you crazy? You're gonna sneak back in the middle of the night and do it all while everyone's asleep.
Is that supposed to be some kind of sick joke? What is the matter with you? Why do you think it's okay to treat me this way?
Just make sure that you stay quiet the whole time. We don't want anyone waking up and seeing you, because I will never ever forgive you if anything happens to my sister's precious baby. Got it?
The one stressing me out is you, Marcus. And I just don't understand how after all this time you still haven't figured that out yet.
What are you talking about now? You think I care at all if I'm stressing you out? Well, guess what, Marie? The feeling is very mutual.
I mean that all the stress is your fault. The stress that me, your sister, has been undergoing this entire time, it's all your fault. You have been making Marie do so much for me, and now you're going to try and throw her out? I just don't understand what in the world would make you think that's acceptable to do. I mean, do you think it's okay to treat her the way you've been treating her? Because as your sister, it makes me so embarrassed to watch you. But that's why I told you that the source of all the stress I've been having is you. Even the doctor said so, remember?
Wait a second. Is this Penelope? Why are you texting me from Marie's phone?
Well, you do remember that I asked you to drop me off at a cafe to talk with a friend, right? Well, that friend was Marie, and we've been talking all about things that she didn't feel comfortable saying in the house. That, and she was really wanting to spend some time with me.
Hold on a second. You and Marie are friends?
That's right, we are. And she's been telling me all about the ridiculous requests you've been making of her. Just hearing that made my blood pressure go up. And I know the doctor told me that I shouldn't be eating too many sweets, but I was just so upset that I had a whole cream puff in the cafe.
But I don't get it. What did I even do that was wrong? I was just trying to think of the health of your baby, Penelope. I didn't want you to get any more stressed out.
And I am telling you that the source of all of my stress has been you, Marcus. She told me all about how you were making her clean the house and sleep in a sleeping bag on the kitchen floor.
But we didn't have a spare room for you, sis. What other choice did we have?
There were plenty of other choices. For instance, why weren't you sleeping on the floor? Why did you have to make your wife be the one to do that?
What do you mean? You know that Marie is the lower-ranking member in this household. That's why she had to be the one on the floor.
The lowest ranking member? What on earth are you even talking about? In fact, do you even remember who paid for the renovations to the house? If Marie wasn't around, that never would have happened. You've got some nerve calling her that.
What are you talking about?
I mean that Marie told me all about, even though you told me that you were paying for the construction, that it was actually Marie who dished out the money.
No, wait, there's been some kind of mistake here.
Not only that, but you know how busy she is with work, And yet you still make her take care of the house in the evening. And then to top it all off, you even make her sleep on the floor.
But she's always busy with work. I told her that I want her to go out and find a job with more regular hours. But then she just tells me that we can't afford her switching jobs and that she can't.
And she shouldn't have to switch jobs just because you asked her to. Marie has been giving so much for this family, and you've been taking all the credit while dumping all the work on her.
But I didn't mean for it to happen like that. Please, you have to understand. I think that there's been some kind of miscommunication or something here. This isn't right at all.
Maybe you should go and find a better job. What do you think about that? After all, you haven't gotten a raise or a promotion in years, and Marie tells me that you only make half of what she does. You've got some nerve treating your wife the way you do when you don't earn nearly as much as her.
Yeah, but that isn't fair. That isn't my fault. You have to know that I really didn't have the full story. I would never have behaved the way that I was if I knew everything.
You really didn't know about any of this? Well then, how about I let you in on another little detail? You know that she's thinking about divorcing you, right? And I think that she's more than justified in doing so.
What are you talking about? There is no way that Marie would ever leave me, right? I mean, she wouldn't actually do that to me after all we've been through. Besides, that woman knows better than to disobey what her husband tells her to do. And if she doesn't yet, then I guess I'll just make sure she knows who wears the pants in this relationship.
Hey, Jacob, Marie again. Your sister's right. I actually am thinking about divorcing you, and I'm already talking to lawyers about it. I took back my phone from Penelope before she broke it in rage. You really do need to back off from your sister and fix your attitude, though. That is, if you really care about her the way you pretended to when you thought I was the source of her stress. But anyways, to get back to the point, I am planning on divorcing you, and I am not your subservient wife.
Marie, you can't be serious about this, right? You're not really going to leave me. You can't just break up our marriage like this. I mean, we've been together for so long now. This is just a little spat. I know that we'll be able to overcome this together if you and I just talk things out, right? It's still not too late. You're not really going to leave me over this, are you? I mean, think of everything that you'll be walking away from. You don't really want to miss out on all of this, do you?
I have no problem living with your parents or taking care of the house when work is reasonable. But the largest problem I have is you. You are a horrible man who always takes advantage of me.
How can you say that?
In fact, I was thinking about leaving you before I even knew that Penelope was coming to stay with us. But I knew I would have to put it off for a while until we made sure that Penelope had her child safely. But now I have no problem telling you that I want you out of my life.
You can't be serious about this.
Not only that, but it's clear that just your presence is having a negative effect on your sister's pregnancy, and I think you should leave the house for a while. Start packing your bags, because we don't want to see you when we get back home.
You're really going to try and kick me out of my own home?
It's all for the sake of your sister's baby, remember? Surely you're not going to argue with that.
Marie, what's going on here? I heard that Penelope had given birth, so I came back home, but you're not here. Where'd you go? Please answer me. I know that we're fighting, but that's no excuse to ignore me. Please, can't we just talk about this in person, Marie?
I told you that we're getting divorced, Marcus. I really don't know what else there should be to talk about, even if I did agree to meet you in person. I packed up all of my things and moved out before you came back, so don't worry, you won't ever have to worry about seeing me ever again.
Why would you do that? How could you just pack up and leave while I was away? You need to at least give me a chance, you know.
I have given you chances, Marcus. I've done it over and over again, in fact. But now I've already told you why I'm doing what I'm doing, and I don't intend on repeating myself. And by the way, your parents told me that they were going to give me everything they intended to leave you in their will as a way of apologizing for your actions. And to pay me back for paying for the renovations to the house.
What? No, this can't be happening.
It is. And your parents have my signed divorce papers, so if you could sign on your part and then send them off for me, that would be great.
But this can't be happening. I was counting on that money. I really needed it. You can't just take it from me.
After that, Marcus's parents wrote me a huge check to repay for the home renovations and told me how thankful they were for all that I'd done for them. Then they told Marcus that he wasn't welcome at their home anymore and kicked him out. I hear that he tried looking for a new job but couldn't find one. One day he came crawling back to me, begging for me to save him, even offering to sleep on the kitchen floor. Needless to say, I turned him down. On the other hand, Penelope and I still spend time together, and I still visit with Marcus's parents. We meet up regularly, catch up, and talk about our lives with each other. I've even gotten to see Penelope's child a couple of times, and she is just adorable. I do make it a condition when I meet with them, however, that I don't want to hear a single word about how Marcus is doing, and they respect that fully. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.